Hello everybody, I would like to welcome you in our second session of Connecting Markets Digital. My name is Sebastian Kersten, I am the Head of Sales Department for IT and Automation, and my colleagues Sebastian Fichthorn, Kersten from Craushaar and I will guide you through today's sessions with a focus on controls and software, respectively the big topic digitalization. As face-to-face exchanges are still almost impossible at present due to the corona pandemic, we initiated this event instead of the Interpack trade fair. I'm standing here in our beautiful R&D center right next to our control touch panel PC of our PX120 roasting machine, which the other team already showed you yesterday. Today, my colleagues and I would like to show you our first steps on the way to digitalization, Industry 4.0, the Internet of Things. There are a lot of keywords available for that. This smart roaster control system here is one of our big first milestones into that direction. We will show you later on this solution on site. How do we at PROBAT actually see these big important topics and on what things we are currently working on? Come, I'll take you with me on this journey, and first of all I will visit my dear colleague Sebastian Fichthorn, the Head of Technical Department for IT and Automation. He's waiting for me in our amazing control room. Sometimes I call it lovely our Starship Enterprise. Oh, before I forget, you will have the possibility to ask questions during the closing Q&A session. Okay, now the steps. Sometimes every step feels very exhausting. Okay, so we hope we generate much interest with following solutions now. So that's him. Here is my colleague Sebastian. Hi Sebastian.
Hi.
I hope everything's well prepared and running now.
Yes, thank you. Everything is running, and welcome to our demo center here at PROBAT in Emmerich. My name is Sebastian and I'm the head of the software engineering department here at PROBAT. And today I welcome you here in our demo center, our control room, where we can control the whole machinery downstairs from our pilot factory. And we also can have some simulations here, and we do online trainings as well. But today I would like to introduce you to our new software solution, our Pilot 2020, which I had developed over the last year together with my team. Also hardware-wise, we changed a lot. So we equip now every motor with a VFD. So we get more flexibility in regards to the recipe development or even also for energy saving aspect. But today we would like to focus on the software part of it. So therefore I have already displayed here on the big picture our new operator overview screen. And I want to introduce you now to a lot of features from this new control system. First of all, we start this development really on the scratch. So we used all the new available technologies, and everything is stored in different databases in our backend. The front end is now a web front end which used all the web technologies and has therefore a modern usability and a modern design like you see it here on the screen. But what do you see here on the screen? So we have our main overview screen with here all the stages. So you see on the left hand every stages of this roaster, and in the center of the screen we do have our current product curve, which is running against a target curve, and we also directly visualize if you are running out of the target by color changing of this product curve. This is a simulation, so therefore we only want to show you how this looks like. Here below the curve we have our progress bar, where you can directly see at which stage your roast currently is, and below that we have allocated the main KPIs of your roast, so like the product temperature, the water quenching amount, or sometimes for cooling or discharging. So you may have recognized that we have no alarm table displayed all the time here, and therefore we have a so-called toaster which fly in from the right corner here and identify you that there's maybe an information for you, a warning, or even an alarm. Okay, You may all know that you often have to monitor different roasters, different machines, and also quite a lot of other things to do. Or you even would only enjoying a good cup of coffee, and then you need immediate attention, or your machine need immediate attention to solving an issue. Therefore, we have also a solution, and we can communicate with all these kind of modern control room equipment, and how this looks like, and how this can be. I will now show you when I'm triggering another alarm at a different machine. And okay, what happens? You see, we switch the lights to red, and we play this sound here via the speaker. Also, we change the content of the whole picture here and have now another machine displayed on the big picture, as well as here below on my desk. So now I can click it and I land it directly in the relevant page of our application, where I now can take care about the issue. But before I will take care about this alarm, I would like to introduce you our new message service and alarm management. We think that it is very important to have the information you may need to solve an issue, or see how to solve it directly at this alarm management system. And therefore you have now the possibility to attach images or little video clips or how-to videos directly to the specific alarm, and you also get a functionality to add commands for your colleagues directly to this alarm. That means if you are in the night shift and have no maintenance team available, you can leave a message for the morning shift. Hey, please, if the maintenance team arrives, check this issue, change maybe the sensor. It's now quite often happens. So therefore you have some kind of a knowledge base directly implemented in our new application. But now I will take care of this alarm, and I will acknowledge here this information, and I will also use this go to machine loop in to acknowledge this so-called object alarm. So we divide these alarms to object and to process alarms, and these object alarms you will always get the loop in to the specific and relevant device at our machine overview screen. And so you see maybe in between, when I solved the issue, the lights going back to the color from before, and I'm in a quiet and calm atmosphere again because the issue is solved. No attention in that immediate case is necessary anymore, and I can do my other work again. But before I switch back to the operator screen, because I'm now here at the machinery page, I would like to explain you what you see here. Here you have an overview of the whole machine, so every equipment, every sensor, motor can be for sure controlled via this page. We can open these faceplates here, and then you get a quick overview about the conditions of a motor, for example, or also, like here, some statistic data which tells you maybe how long it runs or how often it's switched on and off and so on. Also, you can have up to a graph here, up to 30 minutes, where you see the last values of this motor, for example, or if you have the authorization level, you can also tune your controllers here, get a trend of the controller, and can also use here the tune parameters and can directly work on these devices. Here on the bottom we have also some kind of navigation, which means you can switch to the different locations of your roaster, because we think it is better to have less information and not so full screens to get an overview and have directly a good overview about the status of your machine. And now you see that we are just here have coffee again in the roaster, which is even here the icon tells you at the bottom. We also did quite a lot in regards to data safety and security functionality, and therefore we have an inbuilt version control. So therefore I will go back to the other screen again, and here, because I do not have operate with the system for a longer period of time, it switched to this, like a screensaver mode, and you see the main KPIs displayed as a dashboard on your screen, so you can also monitor the main KPIs if you are not operating with the system. That's, by the way, because it's here now at this machine. But when you interact with the application again, you will be back at the screen from before. So, as I said, we focused also on data security, on recovery systems, and so therefore we have an inbuilt version control, which means that every parameter you can change here, for example, at a recipe or at your basic adjustment parameters from the machine, will get a new version if you change something, and then you can go back to one of the prior versions if you may have done something which has not the result as you expected, and maybe would like to start new from that base. So it's easy to switch to the latest version or to a version before and start from there again. Also, we have a lot of export functionality, which means you can export your data, you can print the data and share it with other colleagues and departments, and also we have the possibility to provide a backup server, which then is a redundant server to your main server, and if you have issues at your main server, we will switch to the backup server with no loss of data and no shutdown from your machine, and then you can work with the backup server as the main server in that case. One other very nice feature I would like to introduce you is our new historian. So you see now here in the screen there is displayed on the left side a table of every single value we get out of the PLC, and we subscribe these texts from the PLC and store it here in this data logger. And yeah, I think you would agree that with all this curve here in that view, that makes not really sense because you cannot read it. And therefore we have here the possibility that you can create groups and give them a name. You can here select all your curves you would like to display and then save it, and then it will reduce the list here because you can then select this test, for example, or one of those predefined setups here which are coming from us directly, and then do your analysis. And for analyzing, you can here pause this update of the graph, zoom in and zoom out, which line you would to see, and then you can also lock the Y grid here if you are in the right zoom factor, and then zoom in the time, and then you can add here our sliders and can move also this window here, but you would like to see what happens in that case, so you can move it to the station, and then we would here display directly the timestamp from slider 1 and from slider 2 and calculate the differences and discrepancies between all the curve you see there. And then you can also export it to Excel and then maybe share it with your maintenance team, or also share it with PROBAT, and in the future you can also attach this directly to our new service desk ticket system, and then we can analyze it directly here in our office and then come back with a solution to solve it, or even go online remote and then solve the issue together with you. Okay, so then one other feature I would present to you is this batch report. This is a list of all batches you have roast on your machine over the time, and you can here select a predefined time, the week or whatever, or a defined time frame, and then you can do your analysis about your batch. So every parameter we get out of the process will be stored at this batch report, and you can see it here. And also, if we may have an online moisture or an online color system, which is after your roaster installed, we will link the data we get out from them directly to this corresponding batch. Also, if we have an interface to the shrinkage scale behind the roaster, we will also have this value here in your batch report. So you have one centralized station where you can store all the data which are relevant for your product. And then if you would like to do a quality analysis or something else, you can here select up to 10 batches, which you might have seen yesterday at the session from Ilvana and Daniel already, because here then you can make a compare and do a comparison about different batches. Then if you have also added some laboratory values or some online measured quality checks, you can here see in the laboratory tab the trend of these values, and you see directly if you're running out of the specification or if you are in your specification and everything is fine. And one additional thing we add for quality control purpose is that you can add up to 5 quality checkpoints, and that means you see here these dots on the line that we check if you reach a certain temperature in a certain time period. And here in this example, the target temperature was 172, and the time period where we should reach it is 210 to 220, but we reach it here at 200. And so we were not in the specification, we were just on the border between the inner and the outer limits, and but I can now say it's okay anyhow, that should be fine, and save it, and all these informations will be stored to the batch report. Okay, what next? We would now show you how easy it is to run our application on different devices, because we are independent on which operating system we are running, and therefore I would like to take over to Sebastian again. He is now in our cupping lab together with Ilvana, and I guess they are just checking the roast from yesterday. So please, Sebastian.
Hello, I'm back again, now more or less in the older world. You heard it already, so Ilvana is doing her cupping. How was the roasting yesterday?
Very good, of course.
Sounds perfect. Super. So at the moment, mostly quality data and cupping data are documented on a paper or on local Excel files. So this handling will change now. With our web-based software solutions, we are also able to operate with smart devices like with this tablet here, for example. So Ilvana and our customers will have the possibility to directly enter the measured values into this tablet, and that's independent of operating systems and locations. So all data would be transparent and centrally documented. Data acquisition, transparency and analytics are becoming increasingly important, so that optimization potentials can also be enabled. Speaking of transparency and analytics, we are also working on cloud-based solutions. Sebastian, please take over again.
Yes, thanks, Sebastian. And now we come to the next point. This is our digital solutions and digital services. And therefore, you can imagine if we are collecting all the data here from the plant control systems and then add them additional with data from maybe MQTT or IIoT devices, we are collecting quite a lot of data, and that requires a lot of storage and a lot of performance. Both we luckily found today in the cloud services and in the cloud solutions. And to push this division of our digital products, we founded a company called Fabscale. And what Fabscale is and what they are doing, this will now explain you my colleague Kersten. Unfortunately, he cannot be with us here in Emmerich because due to the travel restriction of the COVID-19 pandemic, he cannot be with us here. But I set up a conference with him, and I will now switch and welcome Kersten to our control room here. So welcome, Kersten, and please tell us more about you, about your team, and about Fabscale.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. I would have loved to be there, but in this case, welcome at the Fabscale headquarters in Innsbruck. My name is Kersten. I'm the CEO of Fabscale, and I'd like to take the chance to tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do, and what these cloud solutions are that Sebastian just mentioned. Fabscale is a young company. We are not even 2 years old, and we are a joint venture of two major players of the industry, with PROBAT on the one side, with its incredible experience in building plants, roasters, and plant equipment, and with Craushaar on the other side, a leading cloud software company with a whole set of digital solutions for the coffee industry, although with a strong focus on the shop roaster segment. Both those companies recognize that compared to other industries, coffee industry is not where it should be or could be in regards to smart technologies. And there's a lot of data that is being generated, useful data, but not exploited at the moment. So there's many reasons for that, but one of them is that there are many isolated solutions that are quite independent from each other, and they are quite complex to implement and merge. And this is something where Fabscale wants to close the gap. Our aim is to build inclusive smart technologies. And with inclusive, I mean that we are not working on one isolated product, but rather on a whole set that integrates into one. So what we really want to do with this is lower the entry barrier for these kind of solutions. Very often implementation of new technologies require substantial investment in resources or infrastructure, and this is not the case with Fabscale. Actually, there's no need for infrastructure at all, thanks to our subscription cloud technology, and we are able to implement our system entirely remotely in a very short amount of time, so sometimes just in a few days. And what's most important, it's even we can do all this without any operational downtime for the client. As mentioned, we're working on a set of solutions rather than just a single product. And how this works is that we have built a core product, a dashboard, and we are working on a set of modules to integrate on top of this dashboard. So with our first product, we are able to display production data coming from the roasters, and step by step we want to gain information from all the other areas of the plant and from the plant system as well, and merge all this data into the dashboard. We will already quite soon release a maintenance solution, first preventive and later on predictive, based on the data that we are able to collect. And we will soon release also a quality module where we'll also integrate a quite successful application from one of our partners, Craushaar. I would like to briefly show you our interface, just to give you a little bit an idea about the look and feel of our main product. So let me try to share my screen for a second. Here we go. Okay. And here we are. So this is what you see is the main dashboard. I will not go too much into detail because we don't really have the time for that. So it's really just to give you a little bit of an idea of our product. What you can see here is already a whole set of KPIs coming from the roaster, from a lot of consumption data or weight data and so on. But what's interesting about this dashboard is everything is easily customizable. So every user has its own profile, and each user can therefore set up its individual dashboard according to the information he needs for his daily job. It's quite easy to add and remove KPIs. So here you can see what has already been added and what not. It's quite easy to choose how you want to display your KPIs. It's quite easy how to sort your KPIs by just drag and drop. So you can really build the dashboard in a way as it fits best your needs. You can choose the date you want to have displayed. And the more modules we're going to add, the more information is going to be displayed on this dashboard. Of course, we don't just have the live data or recent data, we also have the historical data, what means that it makes it really easy to report. You have a whole possibility to choose between, to select date ranges, KPIs, what roasters you want to have displayed, what recipes you want to have displayed. So I have a template already for last week, and I'm able to display all the data that I have in the production from last week with a simple click. I further have a lot of possibilities to have them displayed per day, per roaster, per recipe. I can compare two values on our graph all the time. And obviously I can print the data and I can save all the data from Excel yeah. Up here, we have a lot of space. So this is already our maintenance module that we're going to release quite soon. And there's a lot of space for further modules that will come quite soon. So as I said, it's going to be a whole set of modules and of solutions that are going to integrate into this dashboard. And yeah, so please keep following us. If you're interested, come to our website, fabscale.com, drop us an email. We will be really happy to come back to you. And we might also have a digital session coming up anytime soon together with PROBAT. In the meantime, I'm really looking forward to any questions from you, to emails from you. And so for now, thank you very much for your time. All the best, and back to you, Sebastian.
Yeah, thank you, Christian. Very impressive, and as you know, I'm really looking forward to work together with you and your team and develop all the new digital service. Especially, I'm looking forward when we have the first things in the direction of maybe some analytic functionalities. So, thank you. Okay, before we go to the Q&A session and answer your question, just a reminder, please send us your question to the email address connect@probat.com or use the chat here at YouTube or in Facebook. And but before we go to the Q&A session, I would bring up another very important topic for us. That's you, that are our customers. And the customers are our drive, our spirit. And we love to work together with you on a lot of projects here. We from PROBAT have done a lot of projects also for digitalization and for paperless factories and so on. And one of those customers is our long partner Lubas. And therefore we have a short video clip for you with some impressions about Lubas, about our partner Lubas and the relationship here. And please enjoy this video, and then we will be back soon to the Q&A session. Thanks.
My name is Göran Sonesson, and I hold the position as Chief Supply Chain Officer at Lubas. Lubas is a family-owned company. We started in 1906, a really long time ago. For us, it's important with both that coffee tastes good and does good. That's for sure, and it's an important thing for us. We have a strong belief that people and companies do good things together, and we are value-driven. That is like a mantra for us. And of course, long-term thinking in everything, in all we do. You know, I've been working in this company for almost 31 years. Our partnership with PROBAT was one of the first things that I learned when I joined this company, and immediately felt a sense of pride in that. During the years, we have done very many different projects together in a lot of things in our factory. Some of the things that we have done we still talk about today, even if it's happened 20 years ago. So it's like a family relation in that sense. When we decided to build our new factory here in Karlstad, Sweden, our new modern coffee roastery, there was, of course, a very important factor with all of this history that we have together. That was a really, really important part. Yeah, as I said before, long-term relationship, that is so important for us. Trust is one word, but it's really, really important. I think we understand each other, also connected to our long history together, and that is the best word on that is trust. And of course, when you talk about trust, it's all about knowing people, knowing the company PROBAT, and have the togetherness feeling to create something really good together. For us, we see the increased demand of whole beans with a focus on taste and quality. Of course, at the same time, the importance of sustainable thinking, working environment, and one part is also digitalization. And for us, we see that PROBAT is a front runner in this development. The example that we have now is that, we have already done our first test roasting even before the factory exists. So that is a quite big step into the digitalization part, when we can do things in an early stage, even if we are located on different in different areas. Quick changes, high flexibility, that is important. We believe that we always reach the best result when we work together. And when it comes to the whole project and the history that I have talked about, of course, the importance that we feel that PROBAT is a part of our family, that secures us for the future, and we continue to do good things together. Just to give you a sneak peek in what's happening here in Karlstad for the latest, I think we'll say 1.5 years, just look into this video. It's crazy good.
This summer we will inaugurate a new modern coffee roastery specialized in whole beans. This means that we will have 2 state-of-the-art coffee roasteries here in Karlstad, one specialized in whole beans and one in ground coffee. The new roastery is a considerable investment in the future, designed to fulfill the needs of all our customers. It's an investment that reflects our ambition to continue to grow and be a reliable partner for the years to come.
Building a brand new roastery means that we have had the opportunity to choose the best and modern technique and solutions available. The building will have an environmental certification Silver, meaning that we can ensure the best environmental performance as well as the best working environment. The raw coffee that we use come from sustainable certified farms from around 20-25 countries around the world. It will be slow roasted in a brand new drum roaster from PROBAT. Slow roast is a process that uses low temperatures over long stretches of time. A technique that really ensures high quality and better bring out the aromas. When slow roasting the coffee, we will use green propane from renewable source, which result in very low carbon emissions. We will also have an exhaust air system to ensure that CO and NOx levels comply with the strictest European legislation. All our coffee will be packed in bio-based packaging that derives from renewable resources that really reduces the carbon footprint compared to conventional plastics. Later on, we will also introduce packaging that are designed for material recyclability. Last but not least, our new state-of-the-art roastery will be operated by true coffee lovers with vast experience, knowledge and passion for great coffee. For example, we will have a taste team that will sample 300 cups a day to verify that the taste and quality meets the high demands of our local and global customers.
With our new roastery, we take the next step, a token of us always striving to be better. We will be able to meet increasing demand of whole beans in a way that will serve our customers in several ways. First of all, taste and quality. We always use carefully selected beans directly sourced from the farming countries on our journeys around the world. The coffee is slow roasted by passionate staff, where the aromas are brought to life and developed for an extraordinary experience. This results in an outstanding quality and taste. Secondly, sustainability and circularity. The roastery is built on a strong focus on environmental performance. We use sustainably certified coffees, green energy and renewable packaging. And we aim for a circular production with zero waste. It means our customers get a coffee that is farmed, roasted and packed in a climate-smart way. Third, flexibility. We have chosen a state-of-the-art and reliable technique, operated by skilled and experienced co-workers. The equipment provides an increased flexibility, a wider range of roasting profiles. It means we are able to offer you a coffee you want with a high availability. I'm really proud of the state-of-the-art roastery and really looking forward to the summer when it will be up and running.
Well, now we are back to our Q&A session, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And now I switched the control room more or less to a communication center, and I set up again a conference with Kersten and also with Sebastian, and we received a few questions already in advance via email, and the first question will now answer my colleague Sebastian. So Sebastian, please.
Thank you, Sebastian. Hello again. So the first question we received is, when will the new roaster control system be available? So our latest roaster control system, called Pilot Roaster 2020, will from now on be delivered with every new PROBAT roasting machine, and existing PROBAT roasters can also receive a retrofit or an upgrade, depending on the condition and the equipment at that machine. I guess the second question would be for you, Sebastian.
Thank you. There was a question which I can also combine with some comments from the session from yesterday. And there was a question if it is possible to control multiple roasters from one operator station. And yes, it is easy to control more than one machine from one station. And therefore I will switch to another setting again. And here you see that I have here my primary roaster at this screen, and also I have here another machine, a P60 in that case, and I can here control and switch to that. And if I have all additional ones, I get a drop-down menu and can then switch also to other machines, and I directly see that this one is not connected, or that the other machine has an error, like here in this example. So it is easy to switch, and all roasters which are running at with the Pilot 2020 can easily control from one station and can be integrated. Okay, then we received also a question about Facebook, about Fabscale, and this will now answer my colleague Kersten.
Yes, thank you, Sebastian. I have a question here about if Fabscale can be installed on site or if it's only cloud-based. So yes, Fabscale is cloud-based, obviously. Can it be installed locally? No. The reason is quite simple. When we talk about these up-and-coming technologies as analytics, predictive analytics, IoT, or even all the way up to artificial intelligence, they all rely on huge computing resources, which are almost impossible to provide outside of a cloud environment. And implementing this technology on site would require massive investment in hardware, IT resources, and at the same time would take away the advantages as the scalability. So I don't see much of a reason to install these kind of technologies on site, and this is definitely not something that we are going to provide. I hope I could answer your question. If not, please just let us know. And back to you, Sebastian, to the control room.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian. And we also received a question about an ERP interface and ERP connection to a specific one. It mentioned exact globe system. So we still offer for sure interfaces to other business intelligence systems and ERP systems. And they are then usually connected to our plant system, our MES system, and all the data coming from a roaster goes via this MES system, and then we can also provide it to ERP systems, and we have a standard interface, and I guess it is also possible to connect to this system as well. So then back to you, Sebastian, I guess, for the next question.
Yeah, thanks. That's right. The next question comes also from via email. Does PROBAT to have online measurement color? Yes, it's on our roadmap. So we try to plan it to release it in June, and our colleagues will present it to you during a PROBAT heat session in June. So we will have an online color measurement for plant and roasting technologies.
Okay, thank you. Then for the next question, I will also switch back to shortly the simulation application. And there was yesterday mentioned that, or if it is possible to attach videos or images. And I said it before as well, but maybe once again. So if I go here to the alarm archive, you see the list of all the older alarms, and here then you see that it is possible to attach images. It could also be a little video, like I said, and then you can here click to the different pictures and have some kind of a knowledge base or for your troubleshooting, and it is easy to attach this as well as the commands that was asked for. So here you can add the commands and put it to this specific alarm. So that was also one of the questions. And now I guess Christian has received another one.
Yes, I have one more here. It's about how do you connect Fabscale to the plant? So this one, I'm quite not sure if what exactly is meant with plants. So it could be two things. I don't know if the question meant how we get the production data from the plant, or if it's meant about how we do connect, or if we do connect the DMS, so the plant software. At the moment, we don't connect the plant software yet. This is something we will do in future. It's already on our roadmap, and we're already working on it together with our partner PROBAT. For now, we get all the production data straight out of the roasters. Depending on the roaster, on the type, and on the age, we have several degrees of implementation or integration, and from there we can already get a lot of data regarding the production from the plant as well. Then in this case, so I hope this is what the question meant, and I could answer it. Otherwise, just send me an email and we can go more into detail. But thanks for the question.
Okay. Thank you, Christian. And then there was another one which was also coming up yesterday. There was a question that if it is possible to control remotely, just to verify this, of course, like we demonstrate here in the session, it is possible to have exactly the same application running here from a control room, from an operator station in that case, and even at the machine panel. Only you have to have the emergency stop button at this operating station when you want to control it. Really the devices and the motors, that's because of our safety strategy, and so that is the only difference between maybe a client for some smart solutions or running it on a regular tablet for your laboratory analysis, like Sebastian showed you. So that's so far for this, and Sebastian, I guess you have also another one for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Which languages are available for the controls Pilot 2020? So we are supporting the complete international character sets, so also important languages like Chinese or Kyrillic we will support.
Okay, thank you. And then we got another one. Do you track energy consumption? And I think that was also some in some of my presentation. But we track the electrical energy, the gas consumption for sure, water from the process as well, and the compressed air. And we link them to the batch report, so you can do your analysis about how much energy was used for your specific batch. And we also get all the electrical energy out of the VFDs for every motor which is running on the VFD. So we can also show you these values as well. So there is a detailed energy tracking implemented in our new solution Pilot 2020. And once again, Sebastian, I think you mentioned you have another one?
Yep, we want to know what supervision software PROBAT currently has, and if you already use Rockwell Automation Factory Talk. On the hardware side, we are supporting and running our machines also on Rockwell Automation hardware. On the software side, my dear colleague Sebastian already showed you for Summit our new roaster control system based on web-based solutions. So no, we are not supporting Factory Talk SCADA system. We are working with our self-made web-based solution.
Okay. Thank you. Then I think also we received another one for our colleague from Fabscale. So Christian.
I have one more here, and it's about how do we make sure that the data that we get is safe. So this is quite a common question. First of all, we make sure that we adapt and we implement the safest cloud solutions on the market, and that we also make sure that all the regulations that we and all those that work with us respect or implement all the relevant regulations, as for example the European data regulation and so on. All the data that we send to the cloud and back is encrypted all the time. So the data that gets sent is encrypted, it's stored in an encrypted database, and it's sent back in an encrypted database. So even in the impossible case that somebody could get physical access to the server, he could not get any access to data. So the data is really safe in any case. Maybe one more thing. It's I guess there's still a little bit of a misconception about the cloud, mostly in regard to security. In reality, I guess that most of the systems of cloud systems are better prepared for events as cyber attacks, disaster recoveries, or things like that. So also the cloud by itself it's quite safe by now, and we see a lot of companies moving to the cloud for exactly this reason. So again, data is quite safe. Thanks for the question, and back to you.
Okay, thank you, Christian. And we got another one which also can easily be answered. There was a question if it can run on Apple devices, and as we showed, so it's a web technology, so it is it needs only a browser, so it can also be run on your Apple device with your Safari browser, or you install a Chrome, and then you can also run this on these devices. Sure, we had to make some network settings that you really can access the server which are running in the back end or in the back side, and but then it is for sure easily possible to run it on your Mac or what you like. So okay, Sebastian, so I don't know if
checking. No, my dear colleagues, I can't find any further questions so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't have further questions, then we would say it's done. Many thanks for all your questions and for the participation. We will be happy to answer your open and further questions as soon as possible. We hope you enjoyed our session today as much as we did, and I'm pretty sure we will meet or see each other this year, for example, via a web one-to-one session or the digital PROBAT events, or hopefully in person at your location. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.